In order to give a little better views of this camera than are available in the still photos, I'm going to make a video here in which we look at this Kodak Retina 1B and check it out. So first of all, I thought what I'd do is just look at the light meter here. We've got light shining in here, and as I block off that light we can see the needle moving up and down. So we know it's responsive to light. I haven't checked it for accuracy, but it is responsive. The camera opens and closes properly. And I'm going to run a test roll of scrap film through, and we're just going to check that out. So what I believe we need to do first is set this film counter, and this is a 36 exposure roll of film, and we can see that this is moving here as I move that. So I've got that run down. We'll open up the back and we will load this roll of film in here, there, and bring this across into the slot there, making sure it's engaged with the sprocket holes on both top and bottom, and it's running in here. Okay, so let's close that up and then work this advanced lever on the bottom. Okay, so we see the film is moving, and if we watch here on the top, we can see this is turning right here, so that's showing that the film is going in. Now let's look here on the front. At high speeds, where this is, let's set this up here, up to 500th. That looked okay. Even at 250th, at 125th, 160th, 130th, 115th. There, that looked a little sluggish to me. Definitely sluggish. And from there on down, it just really doesn't work very well. And we'll just set it at 1 second for the extreme. And I hear a mechanism running, and then the blades finally close. So that wasn't very smooth. If we look here on the bulb setting, now this should make it stay open. And then if I work the aperture here, we can see that the aperture works properly, but the blades don't close quickly. Eventually they do, but they just kind of come together slowly. There must be gummy oil in there or something. So now what we're going to do is fire off more of these pictures just to check that out, and we can see that the counter is counting down. Okay, so we see that film counter's working. While the camera's open, let's just show the focus is smooth. Very nice and smooth. No problems with that I can see. And this was a long roll of film, but we're not going to wind all that in there. So I'm going to push the rewind button here. And now I can wind it back into that cartridge with this knob over here, and we can know that it's winding back in because we see the little dot on this knob down here rotating, so we know that that's working. In fact, since this is scrap film, I'm just going to open the back and we can watch that. So as I turn this, it is in fact winding the film back. So eventually that would all be done and we'd have that all back. But now I thought what we'd do is look at the optics. So I want to set this back at the bulb setting so that it will open up all the way, and then set this to maximum aperture of 2.8, and then we'll advance this and we'll fire the shutter so that it's open. Now This may not show real well in here, but I've got an LED flashlight behind here, and I can see just a little bit of haze in there. I don't see heavy fungus or that type of thing, but I do see some haze, and I do see some little particles of stuff. So there's a little bit in there. It doesn't look real bad, but it's not perfect either, so be aware of that. Okay. To close this camera, focus has to be all the way down. Pinch these two buttons. Snaps closed. Looks pretty nice that way. And then it mounts back in this case. Oh, and up here in the case, I see here is a little piece that at some time would be slid down over the light meter sensor like that, so that works. And there's a little place to stow that right up here in the top of the case. So that is our look at this Retina 1B. Front and back. Strap is continuous. I probably wouldn't carry this by this old strap, but it is all there.